In the El Paso County Court at Law 5 sits Judge Jesus Rodriguez, who has recently recused himself from a case in where his unethical actions, unethical and illegal rulings, and blatant corruption piled so high that he felt the urgent need to get rid of the case and run. Through our investigation, we have uncovered a disgustingly corrupt, unethical abuse of discretion handed down by the ethically and morally corrupt Judge Jesus Rodriguez. Our findings have uncovered the unethical cover-up and criminal aid that was given to a corrupt and extremely unethical attorney, Joy Kelly Degenhart. The extent of the judicial abuse of discretion and abuse of authority is beyond any legal or ethical comprehension. In the extent of the judicial abuse of discretion and abuse of authority is beyond any legal or ethical comprehension. In the interest of justice, Judge Jesus Rodriguez must immediately step down from his position in County Court at Law 5, and an immediate investigation into what transpired behind closed doors between Judge Jesus Rodriguez and Joy Kelly Degenhart must immediately be investigated. Our investigation into Judge Jesus Rodriguez has uncovered the following. Please note that the following information is backed by court records, court filings, signed witness affidavits, and bar complaints. Let us introduce you to Joy Kelly Degenhart, bar number 2, 4101689, who has been practicing law for only 7 years. In just a short time, Joy Degenhart has had 4 bar complaints filed against her for her actions in 2 separate courts. One bar complaint was filed against Joy Degenhart for lying while under oath, while acting in her official capacity as an amicus attorney, fraudulently misrepresenting witness testimony during a court hearing, and the submission of fraudulent documents to the court. Joy Degenhart's bar complaint was concluded with no action taken by the Texas Bar Ethics Board of District 17 Grievance Committee, but not because she was innocent. Allow us to explain why the Texas Bar Ethics Board of District 17 Grievance Committee, through member Rolando Morales, did absolutely nothing when faced with the court record showing that Joy Degenhart is guilty of lying while under oath, guilty of fraudulently misrepresenting witness testimony during a court hearing, and guilty of submitting fraudulent documents to the court. The reason for the non-action by the Grievance Committee is quite simple. Judge Jesus Rodriguez, who currently presides over the El Paso County Court at Law 5, unethically protected Joy Degenhart and covered up her lying, her fraud, and her unethical practice of the law. We will prove beyond a preponderance of the evidence that Judge Jesus Rodriguez is in clear violation of the Texas Code of Judicial Conduct, not only on this issue but on others, but we will save those issues for a later video. The following are backed by court records, court filings, signed witness affidavits, and bar complaints. Here is the factual evidence of what Judge Jesus Rodriguez did for Joy Degenhart. When Joy Degenhart was caught lying under oath in front of Judge Jesus Rodriguez, a motion was immediately filed by the opposing counsel to have Joy Degenhart removed from the case, which legally and ethically should have been done. In this case, Judge Jesus Rodriguez was told by the 3 witnesses, comprising of court-appointed professionals, on the stand and under oath, that Joy Degenhart was in fact lying and had falsified their testimony and had offered into evidence fraudulent witness statements. Even more disgusting is that Joy Degenhart testified that she had in fact spoken with the court-appointed witnesses and had perverted their testimony and changed it to fit her narrative. Once again, all 3 court-appointed witnesses on the stand told Judge Jesus Rodriguez that she was lying. An ethical judiciary being faced with such a perversion of the truth, the unethical behavior of the attorney, as well as the evidence of the fraudulent statements provided by Joy Degenhart, would have immediately removed her from the case. An ethical judiciary, when faced with such a disgusting perversion of the practice of law and its ethics, would have immediately imposed sanctions and would have filed a bar complaint against Joy Degenhart, initiating an investigation into her actions. Luckily for Joy Degenhart, she found herself that day in front of the unethical Judge Jesus Rodriguez. Judge Jesus Rodriguez did not only, through an unethical abuse of discretion, cover up Joy Degenhart's unethical practice of the law, he also knowingly gave her a way out of her bar complaint. So how did he do it? It is quite simple, Judge Jesus Rodriguez, when faced with all the testimony by the 3 court-appointed witnesses, faced with the fraudulent statement offered into evidence by Joy Degenhart and facing a motion for her removal. After being reminded by Joy Degenhart, in court and during the hearing, that she was facing a bar complaint for her actions, Judge Jesus Rodriguez simply stated, "No, Joy can stay on." With that simple statement, Judge Jesus Rodriguez blocked the district's 17 grievance committee from handing down any punishment against Joy Degenhart. For the mere fact, the District 17 Grievance Committee has no authority to punish an attorney for actions or behaviors that the judge has deemed acceptable in his court. The unethical abuse of discretion in the decision made by Judge Jesus Rodriguez to cover up Joy Degenhart's unethical behavior, knowing that it had been proven beyond a reasonable doubt that she had lied to the court, had provided fraudulent documents to the court as evidence, and allowed her to continue on the case, despite all the factual evidence proving that Joy Degenhart was guilty. Judge Jesus Rodriguez allowed her to stay on the case, which is a clear violation of the Texas Code of Judicial Conduct, and his behavior is unbecoming of the judiciary. Judge Jesus Rodriguez has clearly stated through his acceptance and protection of Joy Degenhart that lying, fraud, and unethical legal practices of the law are acceptable in El Paso County Court at Law 5. Judge Jesus Rodriguez must immediately step down from his position as judge, and an investigation be immediately opened into the ongoing of the El Paso County Court at Law 5 in the interest of justice and the law. Judge Jesus Rodriguez serves at the pleasure of the citizens of El Paso, Texas. The disgraceful and corrupt actions of Judge Jesus Rodriguez is unbecoming of the judiciary and do not serve the interest of the citizens of El Paso, Texas. In light of the string evidence uncovered during our investigation, the citizens of El Paso will be filing an ethics complaint against Judge Jesus Rodriguez for extreme violations of the Texas Code of Judicial Conduct under Canon 1, Canon 2, Canon 3, and Canon 4. As of this day, the citizens of El Paso will ensure that Judge Jesus Rodriguez will never again preside over any bench in the county or district of El Paso, Texas.